What is up, guys? Delboy here. So a big upset in the heavyweight division as Alexander Dimitrenko stops Adrian Granat in the first round. If you're a heavyweight boxing fan and you're really deep into the division, you would know Adrian Granat is a Swedish prospect. Before this fight, he was 14 wins and I believe 13 knockouts. And, he was sort of making his way up the rankings and, looking decent when he was doing it. I never felt he was going to be like a top-level contender, but nevertheless, I felt, his sort of ceiling would be sort of a fringe contender at best, but I didn't expect him to lose this fight. Alexander Dimitrenko obviously recently fought Joseph Parker in a fight where he got stopped, and a lot of people really questioned his heart because it looked like he was going down way too easily. But he's come back with a big upset win, a KO in the first round. And, it's breathed some fresh life into his career. Dimitrenko, I was watching the fight back on YouTube. I found a copy of a knockout. Dimitrenko looked himself, quite cautious. He was sort of pouring with that jab. But he caught Granat with a left hook quite early. And I felt that sort of got Granat's attention. But Granat kept coming, and he walked into this right-hand counter, like a perfect right-hand counter, and went down like he just got hit by a fucking sledgehammer. Somehow he made it up, but Dimitrenko pulled it on him, and again Granat dropped to the floor, and the referee counted, but Granat was just in a totally different stratosphere, and the fight was called off, and rightly so. So Alexander Dimitrenko gets a big upset win. Where do both guys go from here, man? Adrian Granat, he's quite young, I believe. I think he's in his early. I think Granat's in his early 20s. I'm not sure. But I know he's a young heavyweight. A knockout in the first round against a guy who you're supposed to beat is obviously a devastating sort of event in your life, really, and in your career. So it's going to take a lot of rebuilding for Granat. Not necessarily physically, but mentally. We all saw what happened to David Price when he got knocked out against Thompson the first time. I mean, psychologically, how's Adrian Granat going to come back from that? Because ultimately, Adrian Granat's first fight back, no matter who it is, the guys are going to bum rush him straight away and just try and get that chin tested right away. So, me personally, I think it needs to be a really sort of low-level opponent when he comes back, and have a few of those type of fights and come again. But when he does step up again, he needs to be ready for the fact that these guys are going to come right at him and try and test that chin, because ultimately, he's going to be seen as a weak link now. He's going to be seen as a easy victory against a guy with a decent record. So yeah, man. I mean, a shocking result. Dimitrenko, where does he go? I'm not so sure, I mean, because ultimately the guy's 35, 36, something like that. He's lost his sort of biggest fights, but maybe he can get a fight with somebody like Christian Hammer in Germany. That would be a decent fight. I'm sure it'd sell some tickets. Dimitrenko versus somebody like Derek Chisora. Maybe that could be a fight. Something along those lines. Dimitrenko's never going to be a world champion. But I'm sure if you put him in with some guys, it'll make for a decent fight. But yeah, bit of a shock. How do you guys see both guys sort of continuing from this? Peace.